Hello, my name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. and I was born July 4th, 1986, and today I want to make a video talking specifically to some dog trainers. I've been making videos talking about some pet dogs and working some pets and getting some working dogs and whatever with your dogs, and today I don't know what it is, but there's something that goes on in this dog training industry world that goes on in every industry in reality. And there's just one thing that I really want to put out there and say to anybody that is a dog trainer or is aspiring to be a dog trainer, and you work with animals, and you do anything with any animal. I don't care if it's just a dog, you work with parrots and work with anything out here. You working with animals. There's something that I've just really come to realize, and that is the fact of you don't know it all. You're not perfect. You don't have all the answers. You don't have all the information. You don't have the success with every single thing in every single situation with every single item. You mess up. You got flaws. You've got issues. You got times that you're just like, I don't know. I shouldn't have done it that way. And that's what we all should really give some self-reflection to each other and to ourselves, of just realizing that I know you may not agree with what it is you see somebody doing, but it doesn't mean that everything they're doing is wrong. It means that there's something that you need to learn from if you're really in this huge level of disagreement. That's why for me, I don't know what it is, but I believe that I learn the most, the absolute most, from watching trainers that I instantly listen to 2 seconds of them. I'm like, nope, shut it off. And then I have to turn it right back on again to say, what is it that's going on that's making me want to reject this so much? What's going on here? What's happening? And there's a video I made a couple years ago that I want to remake because I took in all that stuff away because at that time I was in a such great place in my life. And something about what kind of dog trainer are you? What kind of trainer are you for hire, for service, to put out there to give to people? What are your expectations that you're going to want to see your end result? That's why for me, or you eating that food? That's why for me, I have it in me of saying, I want to see your end result. What your end result say dog looks like. I came from back when I was younger, racing cars and stuff. And you go to the car meets and someone would say, oh, I can't race tonight because my clutch is bad. I got an exhaust leak. I got a boost leak. I got a this, I got a this, I got a that, I got a that. And it's just, they're out there talking all this trash about how good their car is, how awesome it is. But it's like, where is it? And that's why for me, I just want to know, what is it that your end result is? Show me the dog. Show me that dog that is your this is what my expectations are to be able to give to you. I want your dog to look like, so that we could all have a real world understanding. Because what I see, and I constantly keep seeing, is an extreme amount of equipment, extreme amount of treats, an extreme amount of toys. So you're saying to me that for the remainder of this dog's life, that I'm going to have to constantly keep on consistently it's cute to make a 2-minute YouTube or a YouTube short or a 15-second Instagram video, but that 15 seconds, I can make these guys look pristine for 15 seconds. But what is the remainder? I don't know how many seconds there are in a day, but there's a lot more than 15 seconds. So what is the dog like in that? What are you having to do? What are you having to keep up with? What's going on? Because if you're telling me that I want to be able to take my dog to the park, this is something that a lot of people just like doing, especially if you got a family. I want to take my dog to the park. You're telling me that that person that you're trying to help with their dog is going to have to continuously, for the remainder of that dog's life, have treats in a treat pouch with them. Have to rely upon an e-collar or a prong collar or a slip leash or a harness or a martingale or a Halti, gentle halter or any of that stuff. You're telling me that I'm going to have to continuously, for the remainder of that dog's life, have to have a toy on me to give it a break session every so often to be able to make sure that the dog is going to be engaged with being able to relax and be able to hang out. You're telling me that's what I'm going to consistently keep on needing. Yeah, Oreo, get off my food. Over here. Come here, get down. You're telling me that that's what I'm going to have to consistently keep on needing. You good. For the remainder of that dog's life, if I want to use and go with your training plan. Because that's what I constantly keep on seeing with everyone's videos. I don't care if it's a 15-second video. I see the constant need of having to need some sort of equipment. Some of y'all dogs talk about how great of a trainer you and how awesome you are. Like the dogs are stacked up with equipment on their neck. They got e-collars, they got prongs, they got flat collars, they got dominant dog collars on them. I'm just like, is this the end result? You've been working on this dog for a year, 2 years, 3 years now, and this is your show dog to show to the world what you're going to want to put out there for market? To me, that's confusing because that's not what we as people want. We as people want to be able to just go with our dogs in a naked sense. I don't need to rely upon the leash. I don't need to rely upon the treats. I don't need to rely upon the toys. I don't need to rely upon giving break sessions every 15 seconds to make sure that my dog stays engaged. I want to just have a dog that just chills. And you know who gives me the best information on how to be able to do such thing like this? Who gives me the absolute highest level of success rate? It's homeless people's dogs. And I'm going to say, they don't go to the breeders and get the best dogs. And that's why for me, if you're a dog trainer and you have a puppy, then that's the first one and the only one that you've worked with, and it looks pretty good, and you call yourself a dog trainer, I'm gonna say you're failing at helping people, because you don't know what it takes to be able to get an animal that majority of people have in their households to get into a better place, especially if they also have had a puppy and now they're having issues 2 years later. You don't know anything about what's going on with that. And there's something about putting yourself in the thick of it in that situation to be able to realize what is actually going on here. Realizing that giving the dogs treats all day is not going to help that dog with that owner that has that rapport for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. That's why for me, something that I love doing is challenging myself. I had this dog here for 5 years now. 5 years, or it's been about 5.5 now. At about 5 years, I decided I don't like that you do this. I want to try something different to see what is it and how hard is it and what I have to deal with on a day-to-day to get that dog to not do something that we have been doing for his entire life. He doesn't remember before me at all anymore. He only remembers and knows me. So for me to constantly keep telling him, I want you to do this downstay on this video, that's so hard for him because he's never done it before. I've never expected it. He knows downs for when we're working cows and working goats and working the chickens and stuff, but he doesn't know it in a sense of we're just staying to stay. So I'm like, I've had this dog for 5 years now. I want him to do something different. There's something that is at a whole different level of challenge with that. I'm not going to come at this dog and just give him treat after treat after treat, think that he's going to do it. Give him leash after leash after leash and think that he's going to do it. It's going to come down to realizing that the relationship is what's going to do it, and him just looking at me as being the prize is going to be able to make it happen. And that's why something that is just fantastic about homeless people's dogs. They are the most premium dogs on the planet. They are the most chillest, the most calmest, the most respected, the most well-behaved, the most just hanging out and chilling dogs that I've ever seen before. Do these people have dog training experience? Do these people bring in dogs that are just the best well-bred dogs and good temperaments and the well-behaved and came from parents that were already proven to be good and grandparents? No, they picked up the dog that nobody wanted, like this. Nobody wanted, nobody cared about. It just got left behind. And he's like, hey, come here, sweet boy. I'm gonna come take care of you. Does this person, male or female, on the outside doing what they're doing and living, are they giving them this beautiful, immaculate, air-conditioned house? No. Are they giving them this just awesome place to always have the consistency that we all say that the dogs need of you're going to eat here, you're going to sleep here over and over and over? No. Do they always have the same schedule all day, every day with making sure you eat at this time, you do this at this time, we go at this time? No. They are completely sporadic and erratic. But yet the dogs live a very interesting life. A very interesting life that they are so chill. That's why I say to anybody and everybody. That's why me at that Dog Daddy show that he put on here in Austin, I had to ask some questions to some people that are trying to protest against it. If your methods are so great, then show me. Bring your dog here in these high level of distractions and just allow your dog to be able to hang out. And that's something that a homeless person's dog is able to do. The dog, they put him in the middle of the most busiest intersections in America, and the dog will be in a downstay, in a sit stay, in a stand, just over there hanging out. Cars are going, people are honking, dogs are barking from their cars, kids are hoorah and haying, and it's just wild. But yet that dog is relaxed. So what's going on with that? What's going on with that? How is it that someone that has no training and doesn't have a nice dog be able to have the nicest dog on the planet? Something that I just questioned, because those dogs also do not have e-collars on them. They do not have prongs on them. They do not have anything. Most of them have pretty much a dang on shoestring to keep on to that dog, to just keep them to stay with them. So what's going on here? What's happening with the training? That's why I wonder, what kind of dog trainer are you? What kind of dog trainer do you want to be? Are you the dog trainer that is going to say to somebody, you are going to constantly have to keep on this management protocol for the remainder of the dog's life to get it to be able to behave correctly? Or are you a dog trainer that says, I want the dog to just understand that me, myself, is the greatest thing on the planet? Not the tools, not the treats, not the equipment, not none of the toys, not none of that, but just me. And that's something that I just don't see that dog trainers are putting out here for us to be able to see. You're showing me these videos of these dogs doing these beautiful heels and all this sits down stays and all these things, and you got a toy in your hand. Your dog is staring at your hand like, where's the treat, where's the treat, where's the treat? Why is it that you can't get the dog to do that for you? Why is it that the dog has to do that for something else? And if I just want to see it. That's all I'm saying. I keep on watching over and over. Someone that says, I'm the best trainer, I'm the best this, I got the best this, I've done the best that, I've done this, I've done that. But you got all this equipment and all this treats in your dog's face to work. When you take that equipment away, when you take those treats away, what does your dog do? Because that was a huge struggle I had with this animal here. This man, Johnny, was so challenging in that concept of, once I took that prong collar off, this dog was completely different. Once I took the treats away, this dog just, it literally, this dude would smell me from a half mile away. And like, dude, I know you don't have a treat on you. And he would just look at me. I would call him and he would look at me and be gone. He knows I have nothing. He knows I have no way to be able to say, give him a consequence for not coming to me. So he had no desire in him to listen to me. And you know what? That's what majority of people have in their households right now, because you're relying upon things and you're listening to the trainers that we're out here, trainers trying to help, that you're going to have to constantly keep on needing all of this stuff. And that's just so backwards to me. That's so weird. That's so strange to me. It's just absolutely maddening to me in a way, on the fact that we're out here trying to help people, but yet we're hurting people by giving them this crazy regimen. I know so many training companies and facilities out here that they demand that if you are not doing this 4 to 8, 6 hours type working session with your dog each day, that you're not going to get any success. And I'm going to say, what dog trainer can even do that with a dog? I work my dogs, but I do not work them for no dedicated sit stay, down stay, play stay, heel stay, center stay, none of this stuff for no 4 straight hours every single day. That's unrealistic. And with that unrealistic concept, you're going to get unrealistic results. So there's just a huge mismatch going on here. When you're forcing your dog to, hey, this and hey, that and hey, this, and you got to do that, you're having a mismatch going on of what is actually going to happen in the end result. It looks cute and pretty for a 15-second Instagram short. It looks really pretty. It looks precise. Maybe I should start doing that too, just to show some pretty looking stuff. But the main thing is, I don't want to give you unrealistic expectations of what something is fake. That's fake. It's not real. It's staged. It's set up. What I do out here is what I do every single day, all the time, forever. And that's something I would say is, show me that you can continue to keep. I've got at least 100 and something chicks just all around me right now, and these dogs can just hang out. And I can still say at the same time, okay guys, y'all can go. You're good. You're free. You can go, Johnny. And I can still say that and let them do what they do, and I still know the only thing I'm going to try to stop them from is eating the chick feed. But they're just going to hang out. They're just going to chill. They're just going to be. They're going to be able to do what it is that I'm looking for from them, because they understand what the rules are without having to use no treats, without having to use no pressure, without having to use no nothing. Just me saying to them, if they get engaged with wanting to do something, I just say to him, hey, you know what? I'm not looking for that right now. We'll do that later. We'll do that another time. And that's something that I would just love to be able to see someone just be able to replicate. These dogs have nothing on them. This dog is naked right now. He got nothing on him, and he never needs anything on him, because he knows that he's going to listen to what I have to say, and he's going to say, hey, okay, that man right there, he's looking out for the best of me, and he's going to make sure that my life is going to be good to go. And that's all that we should be focusing on, is being trainers out here, and get away from having to need all these things. Because this dog, I worked him in the dog training school I went to, and it got to the point that our relationship got horrible, just disgusting. Because he was always, where's the food at? Oh, I don't have food. Or I was just using his regular kibble food for when I was training him. And he's like, well, that's not good enough. Give me this. And you run into that scenario where like, kibble's not good enough. The steak's not good enough. This kind of steak, that was all right, but that kind of steak is the one I want now. This kind of cheese was all right, but now I want this type of cheese now. How aggravating is that? Because the dogs would just keep pushing you. They'll keep pushing you, and they'll keep pushing you, saying to the point of this is that you're not doing good enough when you're using these treats. And you're never going to get respect, because the dog is going to push you to realize how much they're actually truly disrespecting you at the end of the day. And that's something that is just so maddening to me. On why would you be a dog trainer and come out here and try to convince somebody that they're going to get a, say, better dog by allowing the dogs to be able to manipulate you? Allowing the dogs that, I'll listen to you if you give me this, if you give me that, if you do this for me, if you do that for me. As opposed to like, hey man, why don't we just coexist and hang out and have a good time and just chill together, just work together, just be together? Why do I need to do all these extra things for you to just give me some sort of respect? And that's where I'm going to say there's a huge shift that's going on in this world, that for me personally, I like going by the ways that we say used to live, in a way of we just do just because. You don't do because you're going to get something extra from it. No, you do because. And you want more, then you work harder to be able to get it, because the reward only comes to the first 3 people. It's not for everybody. And we love doing that today. I can't stand going to these races that I go to today that everybody gets a medal. Man, that's just trash, man. No, you didn't put in the work to get to the first or second, third place. You just don't get the medal. It just is what it is. I like the old ways of understanding that if you want it to look really nice, you got to put in the work. You're not just going to show up and it's just going to be there for you. And that's what I'm going to say is I include myself in this. We as dog trainers show up to try to make sure that everybody gets a medal. No, your dog doesn't just get a medal because it was there. No, you have to do something of, hey, Johnny, get out my food. You have to do something of substantial value to be able to make sure that the dog is going to be able to be in that place. And that's something that I think a lot of us are getting confused on with trying to help people. Stop trying to help people and putting them in a worst case scenario. And at the same time, if you can't get your own self what it is that you are happy with, then why would you put yourself out there to try to make someone else do that same thing as you? And stop getting out of your brain of, I know it all, I got the best, and you don't. We all don't. You don't know everything. You don't have it all figured out. You don't have it all down packed. You don't have the whole situation just, you got every single dog working, every single this, every single that. I can say myself, I can get every dog to calm down. But can I get every dog to do that for every single person that doesn't want to keep up with doing what it is that I'm telling them to do? No. And that's the lies I'm going to say is going on here. That's the manipulation that's going on here. The lies and the manipulation of the fact of someone is going to say, write me this check and your dog is this. And then they're going to say, oh, you need to keep up with this for the remainder of the dog's life. That's something that I just personally, where I fail at business because I can't do that. I can't make somebody feel that their dog is going to need to rely upon all of these things. Hey, Oreo, we're good. I don't need to rely upon all these things to make sure that my dog is good. I want to just be able to be myself, and my dog represent and love me, appreciate me, to be able to be a good animal and a good things going on this planet. And that's something that is just confusing with this dog training stuff. And it's come down to what I'm going to say is, in reality, money. Something that I do know for a fact. 30 years ago, how many vet offices were there? Were there every other corner like they are today? I mean, within my area here, there's at least 50 minimum. At least 50 within 10 miles of me, at least 50. 30 years ago, there was one, and it was a ran shack little thing. And at the same time, someone said to me, well, there wasn't that many vet schools. And I'm going to say yes, because there was no money in it, because people weren't taking their dogs there. People weren't doing that. So that's why there's no schools for it. Whereas today, there's a lot of vet schools, vet opportunities to be able to be in this position. Why? Because there's money involved now. And that's the same thing with dog training. You got an issue with your dog, you got to stay on it, you got to manage it, maintain it for the next 15 years. There's money involved in that. There's no money in being able to convince the dog to be nice like a homeless person's dog is. There's no money in that. That is literally what I do. Primarily all of my work is free. I give you a consultation for free, and I'm able to give you the understanding and be able to work your dog and be able to show you how to work your dog to get a nice dog for free. Because that's what it really comes down to, is one lesson to show you. This is what you just keep on working on each day. Hey, Johnny. This is what you keep working on every single day. Come here, man. Every single day, and then you're going to have a really nice dog. I love a guy, his name is Stoney Dennis. He calls it bum training. He's like, this is the way to get a really, really nice dog, is just hold the leash on him and just stay neutral, stay calm, stay chill, and just allow the dog to be able to get through all of its crazy emotions. And then it's going to finally just like look at you as you are the best thing on the planet. And that's all that's required here. Trying to get your dog to do all these extra little things, it is silly. I don't care how great of a downstay I can convince this dog to do. Once I tell him free, that's where we're going to run into an absolute just crazy madness. That's where I'm going to say the realness comes. I don't care how great every single day I teach this dog down, stay, place, hours and hours all day. Keep him in his crate all day. It's not gonna make sure that when I'm saying, hey dude, you go do what you want to do, that he's not gonna go absolutely crazy. He's going to go wild. He's going to go sad, because that's what I used to have with this. If this dude knew nothing on his neck, he was gone. And that's why for me, the dogs that I want to show that are what I'm going to say is a representation of what type of trainer I am. I'm the type of trainer that gets the dog to be completely naked. No equipment, no treats, no toys, and the dog is going to be able to chill and hang with me. The dog is going to appreciate me. The dog is going to always come back to me. There's a bunny that was just running right there. He's looking at it like, hey, there's a bunny. Squirrels, bunnies, get them. Get him a little bit, but he didn't I'm taking off and going. No, he's like, and then he looked back at me like, can I? Because sometimes I'll let him chase him. It is what it is. We have fun. We got good times out here. But I'm like, no, not right now. I want you to come stay over here. And he's like, oh, okay. I didn't have to, we got to give him 15 treats right now. Oh, good job. Whoa, jackpot the treats right now for him to do this. I didn't have to have no collar on him. I ain't got no remote on me to zap him to come back to me. Let me change that. I'm not against e-collars. And that's not a right term for me to use, because it's a term that I keep watching a lot of people's videos, and they love to talk so much crap about that piece of equipment. But I'll give him a stem to make him come back to you. So I might want to edit that out. We're just going to leave it. Get a stem to make him come back to you. No, there's nothing. I want him to know we good. I'm good. I'm it. And that's it. That's the type of trainer that I am. And that's the type of trainer that I would want more and more people to want to figure out how to be able to become, in a way of not having to rely upon all these things to make sure that the dog is good to go. Because I'm telling you, the dogs are amazing over every animal that I've ever played with, worked with, and experienced so far. Because they want to do for us so badly. They want to please us so badly. They want to do that's their world, to figure out how can I just please my main man, my main woman, my children, my baby, my anything. That's how the dog is looking at us. So I don't need anything more to add and confuse my dog from getting away from the one thing that it has an extreme desire to do. They love us like nothing else on this planet will possibly ever love you in your life. Your mom and daddy may love you, but I'm going to guarantee you this. Your dog loves you way more than that. Way more. And that's something that we as trainers should be utilizing and using and pushing really hard, and just really understanding that that's the main thing that we should be focusing on. Not a treat, not a toy, not a praise even, not no leashes, not no collars. We should be looking at making sure that that dog looks at you as you are the most greatest, amazing being on the planet. And then you don't need anything to work dogs. Because it's still confusing to me. You know, I watch what some of y'all do with all these little tricks and all this stuff. I get it, but you don't even need treats to do any of that. You don't need treats to convince a perfect heel. You don't need treats to get them to center. You don't need treats to get them to speak. You don't need treats to do any of that. When the dog looks at you, as you should be looked at upon with your dog, as the world's greatest thing on the planet. Because the dog will try and try and try and try again to do whatever it takes to please you. Not because it's getting a treat. And that's the one thing that I'm going to say that just challenged me so much in the dog training school that I went to. Because it was, if the dog doesn't want to do it, then get a better treat. And if the dog doesn't do it for that better treat, then maybe you don't have the best treat yet. Find a new one. And I'm like, if the dog doesn't want to do it, it means it doesn't care about me. That means the dog doesn't respect me. That means the dog doesn't really give a crap about who I am. If I put a leash on the dog and it's not working and I need to go to a prong collar, that means the dog doesn't give a crap about me. The dog doesn't respect me. If that's not working and you need more pressure than go to an e-collar or go to a dominant dog collar, then the dog will listen to you. The dog doesn't care about me. And that's not what we should be doing with trying to figure out how to train dogs. If you're looking at training dogs in that sense, it means the dog's relationship with you is trash. You have to come out with all this other stuff as opposed to the dog being what a dog is and loving us with absolute just fullness, man. These dogs are incredible. They're incredible. I watch my border collie do some crazy stuff for me. This dude will jump a fence and go wild and get in the thick of it and get kicked by a cow just to please me. He'll go out and put himself in danger to please me. It is impressive what they're capable of doing and what they want to do, what they desire to do. It is impressive. And I see this with all of my animals. Dogs, chickens, and don't do that. Chickens are a whole different situation. Hey, Johnny, come here. And it's just something that we should be focusing more of our time on. Instead of how my dog is going to be able to respond because of this or because of this or because of this. What about you? That's where I want to see every single trainer out there that's saying, I'm the best at this, I'm the greatest at this, I'm the most at this. I want to see what your end result is. What you would say is your prized possession that you've been working on. I want to see it. For me personally, this is where I would say is my Johnny Man is one of my dogs that I look at and I'm like, this is a really, really, really nice dog, and I'm very happy with what I've done with him and where I am with him. I picked him up from the shelter, who knows where, who knows how many people have had him. I don't even know how old the dude is. I don't even know what kind of dog he is. I don't know nothing about him. And I've taken that dog and I've turned it into what I am going to say is what I think of as what I really, really like as a dog, and I want everyone to have a dog that looks just like this. This is what I would say is my work that I've done that I would want everyone to be able to have, everyone to be able to enjoy, and everyone to be able to just experience. Because this dog is amazing. He's amazing. He looks so chill today. What I'm telling you, I got videos of him when he used to be doing what he was doing and digging and breaking. He used to be in the kennel back there for a little bit. He was breaking out, jumping over, digging under. This dude was crazy. He was absolutely savage. He would just dig holes for days, man. He would just dig and dig and dig. He's a big dude, and he would dig a hole that he could lay in and be like, oh, that's not comfortable enough, and dig another hole and just chew up everything and just be in everything. And somehow I've been able to work through all of that. by getting away from the stuff that I learned in the dog training school that I was teaching them and getting into the real relationship issues that we were having. And the real issues we were having was me not understanding his needs, me not giving him what he needs, me not listening to him, me not appreciating him, me not listening to the simple fact that he's saying, hey, dude, some stuff I like and other things I don't like. Some things I'm cool with and other things I'm not cool with. Some stuff is just I'll do it, but I don't really enjoy it. And me not really paying attention to him. And just me demanding and putting expectations on him that I said, I'm a human. I said, sit, you better sit. This dude just don't like to sit. He likes to down. So he'll sit for a little bit and then he'll just slide down. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna lose points on this test today because I just don't care. If he wants to lay down, he's gonna lay down. And we would just be butting heads because I'm telling him to do things that he just didn't want to do. He didn't like, he didn't care for. And that's something that we are all doing with our dogs when we're listening to what dog trainers are telling us to do. The dog doesn't give a crap to sit. It doesn't give a crap to down. It doesn't give a crap to place. It doesn't give a crap to do any of that. It wants to hang out with you. It wants to be with you. It doesn't want to do these weird foreign things. And it's not going to make your dog to get into a better place. So for me, I want to see every single dog trainer out here. What is your finished product that I can be able to take a look at and everyone else can be able to look at and judge and say, what's going on here with what my expectations are going to be for the remainder of the dog's life? I do not ever need to give this dog a treat. I do because it's just, we do it here and there. I could take this dog to the park with all the kids, all the balls, everything going on, and he will hang out and chill and look just like this. Nothing on, naked. I don't need to bring a leash with him. I could just say, hey, Johnny, come hang with me, and this is what we do. What is your dog that you would say is like that? That is your prized possession, that you are proud of what you've been able to accomplish. Because if I have to keep constantly giving treats to that dog every 15 seconds so that it's not triggered and worried and running and pacing and going crazy, is that something that we all want to deal with? If I have to keep bringing a ball out to play tug with and do all this stuff with every 15 seconds to make sure that my dog is going to be able to stay in this perfect heel while I'm going out in public or going to the mall or going to the stores, is that something that we want to deal with? Is that something that you would say is where you're like, this is where I am with my dog? That's why some people are wild out here with what's going on. That's why I love, if you've never seen the dog sport, a PSA, look at a PSA 3 dog. They're naked and they're doing all this stuff that is intense with no collars on. Those people are dog trainers. Those guys that do that are able to complete that PSA 3 routine, the full routine. I don't care if you even pass it. If your dog is even out there on that field, you say to yourself, I'm going to make this happen. Those are dog trainers. Those are legit the most finest dog trainers that I'm ever going to see and be able to experience out here on this planet. Because they're doing things that is just stupid impressive. You're getting dogs that are in high level of drive and you have no equipment on the dog. That's something where I'm saying those guys and girls, not only guys, are definitely on a whole different level. But if you're still having to give your dog a treat every 2 seconds, what kind of training is that? What are you training the dog? Training the dog means we're getting the dog to understand something so that we are going to be able to do something different. Not that I have to constantly keep on continuously doing it over and over for the remainder of the dog's life. I understand using the treats to train the dog. I understand using the leash to train the dog. But there should come to a point where you're not like, say, in this deep level of training anymore. I'm now in the field doing my work. Because that's what we all have as human beings, right? We go to school. So you're trying to do a job here. You go to school and you go to electrician school. You become a journeyman and whatever you got to do all that. And now you're out here. Now you're for work. Now you're for hire. Now you're ready to go out there. You're no longer getting all this all day, every day, 8 hours a day of all this training and all this stuff. You're going to do a little training here and there. It's better for a teacher to put it that way. You're going to do training here and there, but you're not doing training every day like you did for that first 5 to 6 years or whatever it takes to become a teacher today, which is crazy. And I have to continuously keep on doing that for the remainder of your career. So you trained, and then now we're in the field. So I train with a treat. I train with a toy. I train with a leash. But now I want to get to the point that I'm in the field doing what I'm doing, that I no longer need to rely upon that. I rely upon the training. I don't need the every single day constant reminders over and over to make sure that things are good to go. That's something that I see with, unfortunately, 100% of people's dogs. You are constantly needing this excessive amount of training every day, all day, for the remainder of the dog's life. And that is not dog training to me. That is manipulation. That is bribery. That is foolishness. That is not training. Anybody can do that. My 9-year-old daughter is able to work, control, and train all of my dogs. She knows how to do the treats and give them this and do that. She does a phenomenal job with all of them. So you're going to tell me that she's doing something that's more greater than what people are out to hire to do. Because when I come and train the dog, I'm not relying on, I'm using a leash to tell the dog, I don't want this anymore, man. And there's gonna come a time of the day that I don't need it anymore. There's gonna come a time of day that I don't need a treat no more. A treat will be a here and there. It's a whatever. And that's something that I'm just not seeing with dog trainers. I'm seeing that you're in this heavy load of training all day, every day, all the time. You're never able to say, I trained the dog and now we're here. That's something that is just maddening to me. If you want your dog to be able to be off leash and stay close to you, you should be able to train the dog to do that and not have to give him a reminder every 15 seconds with something. You should be able to train. That's what I'm looking for. If you want to tell your dog, don't chase this and don't chase that, you should be able to train the dog to say, don't chase that and just stay over here with me. And then you no longer have to worry about a leash and collar and, hey, Oreo, you eating on my food, homie. You no longer need a leash, no longer need a collar, no longer need treats, no longer need anything. You trained him that that's not what I want you doing anymore. You train the animal to stop chasing cars. Now the dog knows, I just don't do that. That's training. Management is what dog trainers are trying to give to you on saying that that's what training is all about. That every time you see a car, you're going to have to do this and do this and do a switcheroo and do all this weird stuff, do this extra stuff. And then the dog is, you got to do that every single time. Every time you see a dog, you got to do this and do this. No, I want to train my dog so that when it sees another dog, it knows, don't respond to it. Just stay on our own mission. You want to go smell them maybe? Cool. But you are not barking. You are not growling. You are not lunging. You are not showing teeth. You are not doing anything at any dogs anymore. I want to train the dog that we don't do that. So the dog doesn't do it anymore. So I don't have to keep on giving a reminder every 15 seconds and every single dog that it sees. That's not dog training. That's foolishness in reality. That's not real. Really, and real expectations, what dogs are able to do are to be able to be trained in all scenarios that we as pet dog owners are looking for. Our dogs can be trained that I no longer need to rely upon equipment and tools and treats and toys and anything. I use them to train and then I'm done. And then a dog knows what the boundaries are here. What's going on here. The dog knows, okay, no chase, no chase. Okay, the dog knows, okay, stay close, okay, stay close. The dog knows, okay, you move, I move. Okay, you stop, I stop. Okay, the dog knows I don't bark at anybody, I don't growl at anybody, okay, that's done. Okay, I don't jump, okay, I just don't jump. The dogs are able to be taught that. And that's what I'm going to say is, what kind of dog trainer are you? Are you a dog trainer that's actually training dogs? Or are you a dog trainer that's like bribing the dog to consistently keep trying to do something over and over and not actually training the dog? You're just guiding the dog over, and you're luring the dog for the remainder of the dog's life, as opposed to training the dog. There's huge different sections going on here. And that's why for me, I love watching all of everything that everybody's doing. I learn the most working with dogs by listening to the people that are 100% against all like what they call aversive tools, e-collars, prong collars, slip leashes, dominant dog collars. They're against all of this stuff. I learned the most on how to train and work with dogs by those people, as opposed to the people that are, I put an e-collar, I put a prong collar. Like I learned some stuff, but I learned like I watched some people's videos and I've just watched this 35-minute video of someone that is 100% against an e-collar. And I'm like, I learned the most of how to work a dog right here, right now. But the main thing is you can't go all no, never saying no. There's boundaries, there's limits, there's limitations. There's things that you can and can't allow a dog to do. There's things that turn into a safety issue. So for me, I understand and I learn a lot from them, but there's also times that I have to say no. I have to. I cannot allow it to just keep going. I'm going to teach and teach and teach and teach and teach. You're not running away from me. You're not running away from me. You're not running away from me. And at some point, I got to come in and say, hey, we're not doing that no more, man. I know you know what I'm looking for, and that's done. And then boom, we're finished. Dog's like, okay, I understand what you're looking for. I have to have a no in there. And that's for me where I'm going to say I'll butt heads with someone that says don't say no to your dog. I like to refrain from it by making sure that it's used for a very serious thing, but I'm not going to not say no to my dog. I'm not going to not have to correct my dog in some sort of way. My go-to correction is go home, get in your crate. You good, Johnny. That's my go-to, but I'm not going to not do that. I'm not going to not utilize a crate because the dog doesn't like it or it's looked at as an evil tool or it's wrong or it's bad. I'm not going to not use it anymore because I have to. It's something that needs to be done. But the main thing is, how are you able to convince your dogs to get what you want? Are you training them to do what you want? Or are you bribing them and having to constantly keep on giving them reminders every 10 seconds on what you're looking for? You put them on place and you got to keep throwing a treat. Throwing a treat, throwing a treat. Please stay there. 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 Or did you just put them on place and walk away and just say, dude, you stay in there. That's done. We're done with this. We're not going to keep on working on this no more. We're not doing that no more. We're not going this back and forth stuff no more. This is finished. I opened the door up and I told you we're not going out the door. I trained you to not go out the door. I don't need to stand there and do this give you a tree play session every time I open the door. That's silly. That's not real. What's real is training the dogs. And that's one thing that I want more people to just really understand. Start training dogs and stop doing this trickery out here of trying to get money out of something that really isn't all that great in value with making money with. And that's the problem that's going on here. And that's why we have management. That's why we have all this extra stuff going on. That's why we have it, because there's an excessive amount of money in that. That's why we have more and more things going on, more different foods and different this and different that, more vet offices. There's more money. Dogs that's the straight up. Just straight up, me being straight up, Mark Anthony DeBose Jr., born July 4th, 1986. I started working dogs because I saw money in it. I saw that how many dogs are out here. I saw even treats, because I make my own treats. I was like, I want to put that to market as well because there's money in it. I got into working dogs. I was like, I want to go to a dog training school so I can learn some more about it because there is money in this. People are making money. These boarding trains are $3,000 to $10,000. I was like, man, give me 3 or 4 of those a month, a couple private lessons a month. I'm easily making $500,000 a year. I can make money doing this. This is simple. This is easy to make money in. That's why I started dog training. But then I ran into the situation of I have problems with, I guess I could say, my morals and what I am and what I'm all about. I felt like I was ripping people off. I felt like I wasn't giving people the full fulfillment of being able to have a nice dog. I felt like I was lying and cheating about giving the certain techniques that I was saying to do that you're gonna constantly keep on needing to rely upon me for the remainder of the dog's life. I felt like I was just a cheater. And it started to break me down. It started to just destroy me because I just can't do that. I know other people are fully capable of doing that, no problem. You're lined up, you got all these appointments a day and you're giving them this information. You're saying you got to this and you got to that, you got to this over and over and all the time. I get it. You're out there doing what you're doing, making that money. But for me, I want to make sure that I'm giving the real help. And the real help, there's no money in it. There's no money in it. I'm telling you, you can go downtown Austin right now, find a homeless person and just look at their dog and just say, wow, that is a nice dog. And that's the training lessons that I want to be able to give to you. And there's no money in that. There's none. There's zero. It's zero money in being able to convince you how to have an actually true, really nice dog. There's none in it. It's just information for you to be able to hear and be able to change your mindset to be able to look at. And it's something that is confusing out here. Because now that I'm in this situation with feeling regret and feeling just like I've been cheating people and ripping people off in a way, I have it in me of like, I got to do something different. I gotta make a different change here. And I'm not going to keep doing what it is that I see everybody doing because I feel guilty. And that's something that where I'm going to say is the main thing that I just can't get off of. And I'm going to say it for a third or fourth time right now. I want to see the dog that is your, say, prized possession, that you're just like, I did really good with this. And this right here is a representation of what I'm all about. Hey, Johnny, this is a representation of what I am, what I'm capable of doing, what I want to be able to show to you, what I want to be able to give to you, what I want your dog to be able to look like. And that's the one thing that I want to see from more and more people. Because if I see from you that you're constantly needing to give that dog treats to get it to move, to get it to get off the couch, to get it to this, and get it to walk outside, to get it to do anything, I don't know if that's something that I would want to be able to say is a good thing. And I would want more people and more human beings to have a better understanding of what is my dog actually capable of, as opposed to what a dog trainer is telling you that you need from your dog and what's going to require from your dog and this from your dog. And that's something that I want more people to start displaying. I want to see more people's dogs. Someone said to me, I want to see your client's dogs. And I'm not going to show a client's face because they're in a jam. We're stressed. We're hurting. I'm not going to put someone on blast out in public like that. When you're working in the certain cases that I'm working, which is all cases that I'm working, it's personal. It's very, very, very personal. And it's not something that the whole world needs to see and needs to be about. But the one thing that I can say is every single dog that I work with, I'm working with to make sure that I get to the point to look like that, to be this, to be chill, to be just hanging out, to be just relaxed, to be just comfortable and amazing to be around, to be able to just sit on the couch with, be able to lay in the bed with you, be able to just get him in a crate and he just lays down and takes a nap. Be able to stay in the house and cook your food and he'll go, he primed already, he cook your food, I might get some. I'm like, you are gonna get some because this is what I like doing. He'll go lay way away and just lay over there and won't even stare at me and just look away. That's the dog that I wanna be able to give to everybody. And that doesn't come down by using treats and luring them to sits and downs and places and any of that. It doesn't consist of any of that. And there's a lot of lies going on out here, a lot of lies. And that's why for me, being a dog trainer that I am, it's very, very challenging, I guess I'm going to say, is hearing what people that have huge followings are saying. that you got to this and you got to this. And I'm just like, where's the success? Where is your dog? That's what, I don't want to put no names out there, but there's one person in specific that I want to say who's got millions of people watching him. Your dog is not what I would ever want to be around. What you are saying, and you raised up from a puppy. Many dogs now I've seen, and all the dogs that you have raised up from a puppy, and I'm looking at this 2-3-year-old dog, like, that dog is wild. That dog is crazy. That dog needs excessive amount of management. That dog is, you always have to have your eyes laser focused on it. You are always just like, what's going on? What is he at? Where's he at? You take your dog out in public and the dog is just pulling and still going crazy. It's like, dude, you've been doing this for 2 years. Where's the result at? How come you can't just like say down to your dog and go to the park and go play with your kid? Why you gotta do all this extra stuff? But yet we're watching this stuff thinking like, that's the way. Well, if that's the way, that's what you want to do as a pet dog owner all the time, have a huge treat pouch on all the time, have toys and do breakout sessions all the time, that's not real. We got family, we got stuff to do, we got lives to live. And that's something that trainers are setting up people for absolute failure. Why? So it's more money, more money. And that's something that I'm just I don't get it. I want to see the dog that is just this cool, that's chill. That's the representation of who you are is what you're all about. And if I still see a chaotic, erratic dog, if I see your prized possession that you've been working on for 2 years, still needing e-collar bumps on it, still needing prong collar bumps on it, still needing all this stuff, I don't want to listen to you. You still need a treat every 15 minutes with it, every 15 seconds with it. I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to pay any attention to you. If you still got leashes on your dog and take him trying to show me how fancy he is and how great he is, I don't want to listen to you. I want to see how your relationship is without this stuff. Then I'll say, okay, you're a good dog trainer. I want to see without the stuff, without the equipment, without the everything. And then I'll say, okay, you know what you're doing, man. And I just don't see that. I see that in a very, very small, select few group of people. And most people that have a really nice looking dog, they've had it since a puppy. Get you a dog that you don't know nothing about, that the rescue was saying, we got to put him down because he bit 3 people. He came back and we can't adopt him out anymore because he's already bit 3 people. Go adopt that dog and show me that you can turn that dog into something great. Give yourself 2 years and get it to be a really, really nice dog. And then I'll say, oh, you getting on to being able to be a dog trainer. I haven't been doing this for 50 years. I've been doing this for a very short amount of time. And in the very short amount of time that I've been doing this, I've seen an extreme amount of success with just the simple things that I do and I work with and I help people out with. Simple things that I do. I see extreme success as opposed to going to the complicated things that I learned in the dog training school. So super complicated. And that's one thing that I would want every single person that is aspiring to be a dog trainer or is a dog trainer. Like, where is your stuff at? What's your stuff looking like? Is your stuff something that when you show it to someone, they're just like, that's what I'm looking for? Because I've shown this dog to someone, they were just like, they weren't 100% all amazed with it. I'm like, cool, because you're looking for something different. I'm not a sport dog trainer. I'm a pet dog trainer. I have pets. I have dogs that just hang out. I have dogs that, hey guys. I have dogs that are just calm and relax and hang out with me. I'm not a sport dog. And if you're looking for a sport dog, get you a working dog and go to the sport dog trainer and keep doing what you're doing. But if you want a dog that's just hanging out, then show me yours that's the reflection of what you're capable of doing. Thank you.